So, Bray Wyatt showed up on the Firefly Fun House tonight, right before his contract signing, for the WWE Universal title match with Daniel Bryan at the Royal Rumble, and told everybody watching tonight that SmackDown had a word of the day. That word of the day was mistake. Mistake, folks. Fox made a mistake airing this show tonight. Fox made a mistake buying WWE programming for the next 5 years. I made a mistake spending 2 hours of my Friday night watching this mistake. You made a mistake thinking that the WWE would give you a great Royal Rumble build. Those who paid money to sit there made a grave mistake. I'll tell you what's not a mistake. This SmackDown Live review right here on Off the Script. Mistake. Vince McMahon's a fucking mistake.
Delete! This is mine.
Alive with it. People still did. You know, it's going to become a weekly ritual. Every time I do a Friday night SmackDown review, I am dangerously close to just cutting out the SmackDown review from the overall schedule. I really am. I don't think I could take this anymore, man. This show is absolutely god-awful. Absolutely god-awful in every sense of the word. Can I ask one question? Seriously. Chad Gable has been off TV now for how many weeks now? 2 weeks? Yet he's got a match with Sheamus coming up on Royal Rumble Sunday. Where's Chad Gable? Where is Mustafa Ali on this show? I'm just wondering these things as I'm watching SmackDown Live for 2 hours in Dallas, Texas tonight. I don't believe it. I have no words for this show, man. You know, it's funny that they use the word mistake as word of the day on the Firefly Fun House, man. Talk about fucking irony. This has been an absolute dumpster fire of a show every single week. Seriously. I found absolutely nothing redeeming about this show whatsoever. And I'm going to be hard on it because I'm in a mood to be hard on the show. I don't know how you could watch this shit and get excited about Sunday. And don't give me the formulaic fucking response of, oh, it's the Royal Rumble. You're going to watch anyway. WWE has done absolutely nothing to get you excited about the Royal Rumble. Not even the Royal Rumble matches themselves. What did I watch for 2 hours? I watched 1 full hour of a 30-minute 6-man tag and then a Lacey Evans promo that made me... And then a tag team match with Alexa Bliss that went nowhere because of... Mistake. This fucking company's a mistake. SmackDown is the worst. SmackDown's the worst show in WWE. No longer will Monday Night Raw be the worst show. At least Monday Night Raw is trying. At least they are trying. SmackDown is not trying anymore. And you would think with the XFL starting up in 2 weeks that this fucking old man would go away. And all I know is that even with him gone, Bruce Pritchard is still going to be there because he's like a mini-me of Vince McMahon. And whatever Vince McMahon does, he will do just as badly as Vince McMahon, if not worse. Because Bruce Pritchard is the savior of SmackDown Live. This show is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely fucking horrendous. Like I said, I am this close from just canceling the entire Friday night SmackDown review. I can't take it anymore. Cannot take it anymore. This show has gone absolutely downhill on Friday nights ever since they moved from Tuesday. There's nothing about this show that is exciting whatsoever. Half of the fucking roster on this show is not even being used. And I don't know how many times I have to see Roman Reigns fucking with Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode and then Lacey Evans just forcefully trying to get sympathy in the most nauseating and vomit-inducing way that I've ever seen a female try and go out there and get sympathy. Fuck this show. Fuck this show. I hate this show with a fucking passion of a fuck. I've never felt hatred like this for a show before. This is like fucking Monday Night Raw 2018 type hatred. This is like Jinder Mahal ruining SmackDown Live as WWE Champion type hatred. Can't do it. Can't do it. Let me calm down here. Do I have a soundbite for SmackDown tonight? No, let me see. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's the soundbite for SmackDown. Fucking Simon Belmont fucking jumping into a spiked pit. There you go. SmackDown on Fox, January 24, 2020. This was supposed to be the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. I want to go home and leave Dallas, Texas, and not even give a shit about the Royal Rumble show. SmackDown. We're going to go over everything that happened or didn't happen on tonight's show. Most of it was very much unimportant, but we're going to go over it anyway, and I swear to God, I always say it, and I always let myself down, and before you know it, I'm looking at the fucking clock, and I'm sitting here for an hour, but I'm going to try and get through this the quickest way that I can, because I don't want to be here. I don't know who on this platform enjoys talking about fucking SmackDown. It's not even trending on social media. Nobody gives a shit about SmackDown. You're all out getting drunk on Friday night. I look on YouTube, SmackDown's not even in the fucking SEO search. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. SmackDown. SmackDown on Fox. We start off with Roman Reigns and the six-man tag that I thought was going to be the main event of this show. Roman Reigns and the Usos versus King Corbin, Bobby Roode, because I will not call him Robert, and Dolph Ziggler in the six-man tag that I thought, like I said, was going to close the show. Now, the reason why this opened the show is not for The Fiend and Daniel Bryan to have their contract signing in the last segment of the show. They intentionally put this on because they knew I had tweeted them earlier in the afternoon saying that I'm going to start the podcast early. I am not watching another main event with these six individuals, minus the Usos. These four individuals, I'm not watching a main event with these four individuals because I just can't stand it. It's like WWE has booked the same fucking main event for the last 4 fucking months of this show. I cannot take it anymore. I am on my fucking hands and knees. I am on my hands and knees begging you to fucking stop. Please stop. Please. I can't take it anymore. I can't take the fucking matches. I can't take the repeats. I can't take the shit that I feel like I'm watching a fucking bad rerun over and over and over again, man. Please, I beg of you. I'll back off on the Roman Reigns hate. Please, stop. Just get rid of it. This has to be it. After Royal Rumble, this has to be it. I don't know who. I don't know who with a functioning, properly working brain is enjoying this. I can't find any enjoyment in this. I don't know who possibly can. This is so terrible. They put this match on first because they knew in the main event spot nobody was going to watch it. People like me. So they forced it upon you by putting it in the opening match. That's exactly what they did. Fuck The Fiend and fuck Daniel Bryan. That's exactly what they did. Oh, you don't like it? We're going to give it to you and you're going to be forced to watch it. It's such good shit. Roman Reigns and the Usos. This went 30 minutes. 30 minutes for a six-man tag. For what? You see what they did here, right? Oh, the feud sucks. The feud is boring. The feud is uninteresting. We'll make it as epic as possible. Then you'll turn around and change your tune. I don't give a shit what you do. I lost interest in week 1. Now we're in month 4. Now you're going to give me a 30-minute match on hopes that I buy into the epic, oh my God, is Jimmy Uso hurt? Oh my God, the come-from-behind victory of 2 against 3. The bloodline is getting beat up. Can they overcome the odds? Are you serious? Do you honestly think by taking Jimmy Uso out of this match and extending what should have been a 12-minute 6-man tag to 30 minutes, that people were going to care more in the end about this shit? Are you fucking out of your mind? Now, I know there'll be people in the community, there'll be people in the comment section, there'll be people on social media. Oh, this was a good match. This was a good match. You're going to hype a good match or tout a good match here when you are more than likely the same people that are blasting this shit like me over the last 4 months. If it sucked then, it sucked now. If you had no interest then, you have no interest now. So whether it's a good match or not, it's a fucking dead point. It doesn't matter. It went nowhere. And I'm sorry, I didn't buy into the 2-on-3 handicap match against King Corbin and his goons. I'm sorry. The highlight of this match was Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso, I legit thought was hurt. Now, the referee didn't throw up the X. I wasn't sure what was going on. I did contemplate, well, this guy's got to be a good actor. He's a very good actor. And he made it as believable as possible. He slipped off the apron, number 1, which it looked like he twisted his knee or twisted his ankle. And then Dolph Ziggler came out of nowhere and almost sling-bladed this guy into the steel steps. His back hit the steel steps, and his head hit the fucking steel post. As if he didn't know the steel post was right behind him, blasted his fucking head on the steel post to Jimmy Uso. So he went down. You had trainers and timekeeper people, and Roman Reigns was looking concerned, and Jey Uso, check his head, Oos, check his head, Oos. And then everybody backed away. The heels, usually in that situation, they'll jump on the hurt babyface and take advantage. But it was them staying back. Referees came out. They carried him off. Everybody looked concerned, you know. I think Roman Reigns said it's his head, or something along those lines. But this was one of those situations that I thought was very well done. And kudos to Jimmy Uso on the incredible sell job. And I'm glad he's okay, because the way that they played it off, it looked like this guy was legitimately going back on the shelf, and Jey Uso was going to go right back on the shelf with him, because without Jimmy, Jey ain't going nowhere. So I thought this was very well done. In the end, you know, they made it as epic as possible in the most forceful fucking way, in the most pathetic and desperate way possible. This had like 3 commercial breaks. Roman Reigns went into the crowd. At one point, it was nobody but Jey Uso versus the 3 guys. Roman Reigns crawls from the crowd. He gets the hot tag, and everything just swings in favor of the baby faces. Ziggler set up a super kick, stomping on the mat for a, I don't know if he was going for another one, or he was setting up for a super kick. And then Reigns popped him in the mouth with a Superman punch. Jimmy hobbled down the ramp, and after everything that happened with all the theatric, he comes back into the match after the baby faces were beat up the entire 25 minutes. He comes out and saves the day. So he comes limping down the ramp. He received the tag from Reigns. He went to work on Roode. He leapt off the top rope and landed a crossbody for a near fall. Corbin broke up the cover. Reigns knocked Corbin out of the ring with a Superman punch. Reigns beat Corbin through the crowd, giving you a taste of their Falls Count Anywhere match on Sunday for the Royal Rumble. So there you go. They got that shit in, mixed in with all this fucking pathetic, desperate theatrics in this match. Reigns beat Corbin through the crowd, hitting him with a trash can. Back in the ring, Jimmy climbed the top rope. Ziggler grabbed his leg. Jimmy kicked him away. Jey then leapt off onto him. Jimmy then landed the Uso splash on Roode, and he pinned Bobby Roode for the win. So this is 25, 30 minutes. Very formulaic, very desperate, very sad and pathetic. How they just wanted to get the baby faces in a position where it was like doomsday for them. And they even had Jimmy Uso play up this serious injury with his head or his knee or whatever the fuck was wrong with him. And they carted him away, and he makes the heroic comeback, and the Bloodline win the match. So there you go. What are we going to get next week? Are we going to get a rematch with Reigns and Corbin on Friday following their match at the Royal Rumble? Are we going to get the Usos versus Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler on SmackDown next week? Give me a break. Stop. It's over. After the Rumble, it is over. Nobody should be subjected to this any longer. I don't know who on this fucking earth who is a pro wrestling fan and opts to watch SmackDown willingly on Friday gives a shit about this. At this point, I don't even know why they're fucking arguing or feuding. What the fuck are they feuding over? Moving on. We got Lacey Evans. Oh my God. I can't even read the dialogue, man. I'm going to vomit all over again. I really am. Michael Cole interviewed Lacey Evans about her title match on Sunday against Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. By the way, it's not the SmackDown Championship, it's the SmackDown Women's Championship. No Sasha Banks on this show. Again, she's my pick to win the Royal Rumble, by the way. You'll hear that tomorrow on Off the Script. Cole interviewed Lacey Evans on the stage about her title match at the Royal Rumble on Sunday. He asked why she questioned the leadership of Bayley and Sasha Banks. She said because they're bullies, and she learned early on to stand up and not be intimidated by bullies. Lacey then began crying immediately. This went from 0 to about 150 miles an hour in about fucking 6 seconds. This was awful. This was absolutely fucking nauseating. She started to cry, and then she said her father fought hard against addiction and depression, and he lost the battle, and she works hard via the platform of this company to show people you can play whatever game you set your mind to, no matter what hand you are dealt. So no matter what you got coming at you, you can do whatever you have to do, no matter what hand you are dealt. You can overcome. Folks, when I feel embarrassed watching something, I'll either get up and walk away or I'll look away. I can't watch what's being portrayed on television when it's this bad. This was absolutely fucking awful. Awful. I don't know who out there is praising this promo. If you do, you are the most simple-minded fucking cretin I have ever met in my entire life. This did absolutely nothing as far as developing sympathy for Lacey Evans from this viewer. I don't know whether I was to feel bad for her, feel sympathy for her, or fucking vomit up the cheeseburger that I had for fucking dinner. This was absolutely disgusting. Mistake. We had 2 mistakes already on this show. Mr. Wyatt, word of the day, a 30-minute 6-man tag, and a Lacey Evans promo that did nothing but made me vomit my fucking meal. Mistake. I don't know how anybody expects this woman to be on a level of getting over when this is the fucking lines and the script and the verbiage that you have her go out there and regurgitate. It doesn't come off natural. This is not natural. This is being forced upon the audience because WWE is so desperate for their next leading blonde to get over. And they're failing and embarrassing themselves every step of the way. This is all this is. This is WWE forcing Lacey Evans upon you. And they want so desperately for her to be over. They know she's not getting over. So tonight they pulled out the fucking card. Let's make everybody feel bad for Lacey Evans by having her go out there and cry crocodile tears about a real life story about her father passing away from addiction. Now, if you did it in a real manner and it came off natural and organic, maybe I'd feel some sympathy for her, but I don't. And you know why I don't? Because I see right through WWE's mentality. I see right through Vince McMahon's cards. He's sitting there and he thinks he's got the fucking winning hand with that pot glistening on the center of that fucking poker table. I'm sitting there wearing my fucking shades and I see him. I see right through him. I know what the fuck he's got in that hand. You ain't fooling me, motherfucker. You ain't fooling me, motherfucker. This was supposed to get me to cheer for Lacey Evans over Bayley. I stand in the same spot that I was 6 weeks ago. I still stand with Bayley. I'm sorry. This was an absolute fucking failure. She said the hardest part about being in this position is knowing what they are doing and what the world is going through, and she has a chance to set the proper example. You can make it. I made it. And there's nothing you cannot accomplish if you set your mind to it. Then she started to cry again. Cole asked her if that's why she joined the Marines. So there's the other card. Vince had the tears card and the addiction father card. Now he's got the Marines card. Let's throw more sympathy. Let's throw some more desperate fucking sympathy on the fans so that they cheer for this woman who is just god awful at what she does. The Marine, she said yes. And that journey also led her to WWE. Cole said if she becomes champion, which she would not, in my world, even sniff a world championship. This woman doesn't belong anywhere near a women's championship. And I'll talk about that in a second. She said if she becomes champion, Cole said if she becomes champion, she has to become a leader. He asked what kind of leader she'll be. She said, it doesn't matter what the hell you've been through. If you keep pushing, you can accomplish your goals. She said the world needs a good example, and she's going to be that champion. Cole asked, what about her daughter, Summer? Cole threw a clip of Sasha and Bayley confronting her daughter when Sasha tried to make Lacey Evans' kid cry, which was great television, even though it was forced and nothing like the Izzy situation in NXT. Lacey said her 7-year-old daughter was crying, and she had to explain to her that this is her job and this is what she does. She said she takes her to every show, and she's more concerned than ever about her because of those two bullies. And then Bayley. Bayley had enough and was thinking the same thing that we were all thinking. Let me shut this fucking dumb bitch up. She comes out and blasted Lacey Evans from behind, and I'm on my hands and knees praying that this shit is finally over. So Bayley comes out and attacked Lacey, and she started yelling, where's your daughter now? Where's your daughter now? And then the two referees that were there pulled Bayley away. There you go. This was absolutely awful television, folks. Listen, this is Roman Reigns level type forcing a superstar on the fans because WWE wants her to so desperately be over in the eyes of the audience. This is absolutely one of the most unnatural builds and pushes for a superstar that I have seen since Roman Reigns. This is bad. Whoever wrote this promo, whoever signed... Vince McMahon's a fucking idiot, number one. Whoever wrote this promo for her, my God, please hand me your termination papers. Please hand me your termination papers. I want to deliver them to Vince McMahon personally. That is absolutely fucking embarrassing that this woman went out there and this is the words and the script that she had to go out there and recite. It made her look 10 times as worse as she already looks. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. This was one of the worst segments that you'll see all year on SmackDown Live. So Kayla Braxton interviewed Carmela and Dana Brooke. Carmela said it's time to rumble. It's time to rumble? You? I'm sorry, honey. I don't know if you're in the Rumble or not. WWE only announced 5 women in the Royal Rumble. Are you number 6? Please elaborate. It's time to rumble, apparently. She said she won the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal last year. What good did that do your career? Because you achieved superstardom by winning the Women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania, right? The first ever Miss Money in the Bank. Cashed it in to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. She told them not to forget that Mela is money. Man, Carmela really making a strong case as to why she should win the Royal Rumble, not win the Royal Rumble. Then Dana Brooke was there. Please don't even open your mouth, honey. You and winning the Royal Rumble in the same sentence? Oh my God, man. Seriously. Oh my God. I don't even have to go to the comedy club, man. I could turn on SmackDown Live and look at Dana Brooke cutting a promo. Oh my God. Oh. God, that's some good shit, man. Yeah, that's some good shit. That really is some good shit. Dana said at the Rumble, everyone has a chance to take the big swings at anyone. Friend versus friend, foe versus foe. It's every woman for herself. She said she might be perceived as the underdog, but she knows what she's worth and knows what she has to do. She knows what she's worth. What is Dana Brooke worth, folks? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? What is Dana Brooke worth? Let me see. I don't even want to act serious. I'm just going to give you a rough estimation of what I think Dana Brooke is worth. Can I add multiple of this number? No, I can't. Let me see. Yes, I can. There you go. That's what Dana Brooke is worth right there. Zero. Thank you, iPhone 11. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for your input on tonight's podcast. So then all of a sudden, camera panned over to Lacey Evans attacking Bayley from what we seen outside, and now we're seeing it in the back. Throwing her into some rolling crates and production crates. Carmela and Lacey broke it up. Lacey tried to fight past them. She took off her shoe and then started to beat Bayley with her high heel. Yes, because we need to eliminate women's from the women's division. Yet I got Corey Graves saying that Mandy Rhodes. Yes, because she married Cody in between Dynamite and Friday Night SmackDown. Mandy Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes, here, I can't even fucking talk right now. Jesus Christ. Cody Rhodes, he has nothing to do with this fucking show, and God bless him for not being a part of this fucking shit show. Mandy Rhodes, Corey Graves, said something about her having the nicest assets in WWE. Yet Becky Lynch wants to go out there and claim that we need to eliminate the women's from the women's division, and we need gender equality. Why don't we start with Corey Graves? The nicest assets in the WWE. Assets in the WWE. And then we got Lacey Evans taking her high heel off and beating Bayley with it. Those are very womanly-like acts, I would say. And that was a very sexist-like remark from Corey Graves. Yeah, we need gender equality in the WWE, says Becky Lynch. Where? I'm sorry. I think you need to watch Off the Script tomorrow and get my heated rant on gender equality in WWE. It's a good one. Speaking of which, Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Mandy Rhodes and Sonya Deville. Cody, I don't know. Who the fuck would you take, man? Brandy or Mandy Rhodes? Or Mandy Rhodes. I was going to say Mandy Rhodes again. I might as well fucking start calling her Mandy Rhodes. I can't fucking get it out of my head now. Mandy Rose or Brandy Rhodes? Now you can see why I'm mixing it up. It sounds the fucking same. I'm going with Mandy. If you put a gun to my head, I got to go with Mandy. Even though Brandy is a very lovely woman. 5 seconds. 5 seconds this match lasted. Good. You did me a favor. Can someone please tell me why Alexa Bliss is getting fucking fireworks? Did anybody else get fireworks on this show outside of Roman Reigns? Why is Alexa Bliss getting fucking fireworks? I don't understand that. Yes, let's give Alexa Bliss fireworks for a 5-second match. So Bliss and Cross came out. My God, this is embarrassing. Remember Nikki Cross in NXT? I don't. The more I look at Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, it makes me fucking physically ill. They took Nikki Cross, who had a fucking identity in NXT. She had something that the other women didn't have in the WWE. Something different. She had it. Now all I look at when I look at Nikki Cross is a fucking mini-me version of Alexa Bliss. This is the logic of the people running this fucking show. The people running this show have the fucking brain of the bottle cap of this fucking Fiji apple seltzer I'm drinking from American Clear. That's the size of their fucking brain. They turned Nikki Cross into a mini-me version of Alexa Bliss. So why am I going to care about Nikki Cross if she's a mini-me version of Alexa Bliss when I can't stomach the original Alexa Bliss? I don't get it. Nikki Cross, buried. Identity stripped. Who is she? I don't know anymore. And I guarantee you neither does she. This match lasted 5 seconds, like I said. Rose and Deville came out with Fire and Desire, a mashup of their theme music. Mistake! Lacey Evans was mistake number 2. Then we got mistake number 3 with Carmela and Dana Brooke. Comedy hour with those two. And now we got mistake number 4. A mashup of Nikki of Fire and Desire's entrance music. Yeah, great. Nothing spells tag team like a mix-up of their individual theme musics. So this one went 5 seconds because we had Bayley and Lacey Evans fight into the ring. So we go from the promo that made us vomit to the backstage attack, and the backstage attack went to the ring. And the only thing of interest that I picked up here on commentary was Cole noted that Paige actually picked Otis to win the men's Royal Rumble match. On what planet? In what organization? Is there another Royal Rumble happening this weekend that I don't know of outside of WWE? Tag teams shouldn't be allowed in the Royal Rumble. Fact. Otis and Tucker don't belong in the Royal Rumble. Do they have a chance to win? No. Let's start a new rule. Tag teams aren't allowed in the Royal Rumble. They're nothing but a waste of a fucking spot. Braun Strowman approached Elias, strumming his guitar. Let's go. They had a match. I was disappointed when he said, let's go. Braun Strowman and Elias on the show. Oh, joy. Great. Another segment I could fucking label mistake on SmackDown. Elias stood in the ring, strummed his guitar. He's actually been pretty entertaining as a babyface with this shtick of his. Said the Royal Rumble is upon them. He said number 30 enter, 1 stands victorious to go on to WrestleMania. Elias sang about sending Seth Rollins, Ricochet, Randy Orton, and the others over the top rope. He invited Braun to the ring to help him sing. Braun's music played. He came down and Braun took a microphone. He was really going to sing to Elias' song. And then out came the team of Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro. So they saved the day. This was not a mistake. They realized that a mistake was happening, and Shinsuke, Cesaro, and Sami stopped the mistake. So there you go. So we got a tag team match. Same old shit. This is literally the same fucking show every single week. Mandy and Alexa. Sonya and Nikki. Reigns and Corbin. The Usos and fucking Rudolph. Then we got Strowman and Nakamura. Cesaro and Strowman. I don't get it. Did they just die and want to go to sleep tonight? Did they even give a shit about this show knowing that the Royal Rumble is on Sunday? Why is this show nothing but repeat? Do they realize that they're doing nothing but rinsing and repeating on this show? I don't even think they care. I don't give a shit about anything here. Strowman and Nakamura. Who gives a shit? Just take the fucking title off him already. Put it on Strowman. And then fast track Sheamus to the Intercontinental title. And then give me Sheamus versus Bryan for the Intercontinental title. That is if Bryan isn't in the world title situation come WrestleMania. We'll talk about that on the podcast tomorrow. I go over all this shit. I'm giving you guys a glimpse as to what I'm talking about tomorrow during my Royal Rumble preview. But take the fucking title off him already. I'm tired of looking at these guys. It's like you're dancing around the aspect of Strowman winning the IC title. Just do it already. So this one went 8 minutes. Nakamura brought a chair towards Cesaro late in the match. Elias intercepted him. Braun then gave Cesaro a running power slam. He tagged in Elias, who leapt off the top rope with a decent-looking flying elbow drop. And that was it. Braun and Elias win in 8 minutes. I could not bring myself to care. So Michael Cole and Graves at ringside. We've seen a clip of Daniel Bryan challenging The Fiend to a strap match at the Royal Rumble. Bryan was sitting in the locker room contemplating the contract offer with his new Yes t-shirt that says The Planet's Champion on the back. So Bryan's got some new merchandise. Could be a tease as to him winning the Universal Championship? Probably not. Big E was oiling his body, and we seen a man rubbing his legs and trying to grab onto him to see if the oil was working. And Big E was like, well, you know, if I'm greasy, eliminating me can't be easy. I don't know what it is with the homophobic fucking aura that Big E is giving off lately. I don't know what it is. You know? Said on New Year's Eve or whatever he was watching, the balls drop. You know, usually I'd find that shit entertaining, but that shit is just painfully unfunny. I don't even laugh at it anymore. It's more disturbing than anything. So Xavier was mentioned. Big E said they're doing it for Xavier. And they're doing it in the Royal Rumble for Xavier, and they're looking to beat The Miz and Morrison for Xavier. Talked about the power of positivity. And Kofi was facing John Morrison here tonight on SmackDown. Kofi said that he just can't pick up where he left off 8 years ago and come back and start right where he left off. I don't even remember where he left off 8 years ago. All I know is that Morrison's been back for fucking 8 minutes and looks and sounds incredibly fucking boring already. So we seen what happened with Corbin in the 6-man tag earlier. Kayla Braxton interviewed Corbin backstage. She asked if he's concerned since Reigns got the better of him earlier in the night. She asked if he's concerned, and he said, that's a stupid question. He said on Sunday he'll embarrass Reigns and give him the beating of a lifetime and drag him throughout every inch of Minute Maid Park. He said Reigns won't make the Rumble match. I hope to God not. Because the way it's looking, there isn't much left in terms of surprise for the Royal Rumble. He won't make the Rumble match, but he will go on to beat Reigns and then go on to win the Royal Rumble, and he will be declared the new Universal Champion on the grandest stage of them all. Thank you, Baron Corbin, for giving me fucking nightmares from here to WrestleMania. And I guarantee you that is not happening. Not happening. Michael Cole said in 2014, Reigns eliminated 12 men. 2015, Reigns won the Royal Rumble. Cole said at the Rumble, it's all about the numbers. They're setting you up for disappointment already, folks. They're setting you up for disappointment. They mentioned Reigns several times in this show in regards to the Royal Rumble. So we've seen an updated video package about the Royal Rumble numbers, including Lesnar's history. That was probably the most entertaining aspect of this entire show, to be perfectly honest with you. And they actually said, and I mentioned this briefly on the podcast tomorrow, they are counting Daniel Bryan's Saudi Arabian greatest Royal Rumble win. He didn't win, but he lasted the longest. He lasted like 1 hour and 16 minutes or something like that in that Royal Rumble. And that Braun Strowman had the most eliminations in that Royal Rumble. And that counts for the most eliminations in Royal Rumble history. Neither of those two statistics count. I'm sorry. The greatest Royal Rumble is not the Royal Rumble. That is not a Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble happens in January. The Royal Rumble, the winner of the Royal Rumble, goes on to main event WrestleMania. What did the winner of that Royal Rumble actually go on and do? Nothing. They went on and did nothing. They got no championship match. They got a fucking trophy that was destroyed 3 weeks later. That Royal Rumble does not count. It was a Royal Rumble put together for the fucking Prince of Saudi Arabia, Prince Salman of Saudi Arabia. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Rey Mysterio still holds the record for the longest time in a Royal Rumble. And I don't want to hear anything from anybody. Those do not count. WWE should not at all count those Royal Rumbles, yet they do anyway. So please, spare me your fucking statistics, you fucking geeks. It doesn't count. If it didn't happen in January, it's not counted as an official Royal Rumble. So, Sheamus has this thing going on with Chad Gable, and he said that he will finish what he started at the Royal Rumble, on the pre-show, more than likely. Why this is even happening at the Royal Rumble and why they aren't in the Royal Rumble, I don't know. This is not a Royal Rumble match, and I just don't care. This is obviously bad news for Chad Gable because, fuck him, I guess. He's on TV, or I guess not really on TV, but he's on TV only to lose to Sheamus in a return match. His first match back in several months is Sheamus. John Morrison came out and he was accompanied by The Miz. Miz said last week Morrison made his in-ring return after being away for 8 years. He complained to the fans about not blowing the roof off the place and instead booing him. Miz, we're booing him because he's with you and you are painfully boring, and John Morrison's been away for 8 years. He's back for fucking 8 minutes and already he is ordinary. Imagine that. Another superstar makes his return, a guy that I actually like watching, and he's fucking boring already. It's like watching paint dry when I'm watching John Morrison in the ring. I love him. I think he's great. But man, putting him with The Miz, yeah, it makes sense. But man, is it painfully fucking boring, man. They couldn't wait to pair him with The Miz. You could have at least given this guy a little bit of time to get his feet wet by himself and just get used to the crowd who might not know him. But they want to pair him with The Miz already, as if everybody knows who the fucking John Morrison-Miz combination is. Or who John Morrison is alone. This is just somebody that they look at, oh, it's The Miz and this other guy. They don't give a fuck who he is. He's ordinary now. There's nothing special about him. The way you debuted him and the way you fucked up his debut. Nobody gives a shit about him. Should have saved him for the Royal Rumble. Miz hasn't changed. He says he's still the same guy who let them into his personal life. He then plugged Miz and Mrs. Said they're winners because Morrison beat Big E last week and he'll beat Kofi this week. Miz said they are officially entering the Royal Rumble. Let me go to the notes. Folks, I need music. Need some music. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Eric Rowan, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Elias, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Otis, and Tucker, Rusev, Bobby Lashley, Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Braun Strowman, Shinsuke Nakamura, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, Big E, Kofi Kingston, and R-Truth are in the Royal Rumble. Miz and Morrison just announced themselves for the Royal Rumble. It's 26 and 27. All of those people that I just named amounted to 25. So, I read today that Santino Marella is going to be in Houston for the Royal Rumble, and he's getting a spot in the Royal Rumble. That was confirmed by Mike Johnson of PW Insider. So that's 28. 26 and 27, Santino's number 28. Cain Velasquez has already gone out there and stated in several interviews that he's already in the Royal Rumble, that he will be in the Royal Rumble in 2020. Now, unless he was bullshitting, why would he say that if he's not in the Royal Rumble? Maybe Vince McMahon looked at this and now is taking his spot away. If he's in the Royal Rumble, that leaves one person left. One person left. If he's not in the Royal Rumble, that leaves 2 people left. Do you honestly think that WWE is going to leave out Cain Velasquez, knowing that Brock Lesnar is in the Royal Rumble? I don't think so. If anybody has a say in Cain Velasquez being in the Royal Rumble, it's going to be Paul Heyman. Because that's what they do. Now, if he's in the Royal Rumble, that leaves 1. With the rumors of Edge winning, or not winning, but being back in the Royal Rumble. That's 30. Look at the field here. Look at the field in the Royal Rumble. Can you honestly look at anybody and see a winner? Where is NXT? Where is the NXT presence for the men? Drew McIntyre, Aleister Black, and that's it. That is it. 2 guys in this Rumble that I want to see win out of all of those names and potential names. Kane came out last week and said this is his favorite time of the year. You mean to tell me that wasn't him entering the Royal Rumble? I don't understand it. I love this music, by the way. Giving me fucking goosebumps just listening to this shit, man. The days when the Royal Rumble was the fucking Royal Rumble, I gotta play it again. Hold on. Yeah. Rocking out over here to the Royal Rumble theme of the 1990s. But McIntyre and Aleister Black. Seriously. if this is the field, this is undoubtedly going to Roman Reigns. Now, I pose this question. Brock Lesnar, does he get eliminated early, or does he last all the way to the end? That wouldn't really bother me on any given day, but I gotta ask what's going on here, because I don't know where WWE's gonna swing with this. Lesnar could be eliminated, and the person who eliminated him pretty much is going to get the World Championship match against Brock Lesnar. That is what the whole premise of this Royal Rumble is. Now, that guy who eliminated Lesnar could get eliminated himself. And then, if that's the case, then it's probably going to go to the WWE Championship match. Whoever eliminated Brock Lesnar is that's your WWE Championship match, and then the winner of the Royal Rumble is probably going to be a SmackDown guy. And if it's a SmackDown guy, Drew McIntyre's not a SmackDown guy. Aleister Black's not a SmackDown guy. Roman Reigns is a SmackDown guy. Could be Roman Reigns. If that's the case, Roman Reigns could ultimately win the Royal Rumble, and more than likely will. Now, if Lesnar lasts all the way to the end, and he's eliminated by that, and the guy who eliminates him gets the championship match against Brock Lesnar anyway, it's pretty much a waste of a Royal Rumble. So I don't know what they're doing here. This is the worst field. After tonight, with The Miz and Morrison being added to the Royal Rumble, making it 26 and 27. This, right now, is the most disappointing field of superstars in the Royal Rumble that I remember ever seeing. This is awful. This is absolutely awful, folks. I don't know what you guys think about that, but let me know down in the comments. That announcement really pissed me off. That really pissed me off. So that was that. So they're in the match. As far as the match with John Morrison and Kofi Kingston, this one went 10 minutes. Starship Pain was the way for John Morrison to win this thing. Big E stopped Miz from getting into the match, tried to interfere. Big E pushed the Miz off the ring apron. Miz then shoved Big E from behind. Big E chased Miz around the ring. Miz jumped onto the ring apron. Kofi gave him trouble in paradise. Morrison then gave Kofi an elbow to the back of the head and then landed Starship Pain for the win. He actually landed the Starship Pain in full, so he got the win. It's still not a devastating finisher, but at least he landed at 100% tonight, and that was that. Moving on here. The contract signing for the Universal Championship match with The Fiend, or Bray Wyatt, the human version of Bray Wyatt, and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan came out, and Graves was on commentary by himself because Michael Cole was moderating this entire thing. He wondered if the plan will actually work. So Cole introduced Bray. The Firefly Fun House jingle played. Bray didn't show up to the ring. Bray was trying to send a fax of the contract backstage. Said he couldn't get this fancy thing to work. It went through finally, but was ripped. He wrinkled it up and he threw it away. He said it might be a blessing in disguise. He asked why Bryan would agree to wrestle him. He said it'll be destroyed. Bray called customer service to fix the fax machine. Bryan then told Bray to cut the crap because he's a sick man. He told him to come right out there and sign the contract man to man. Bray said that's not very nice. He's not sick. He grabbed his belt and he said he's never been better. He said his attorney, Mercy the Buzzard, has instructed him to stay right there. I'm getting the feeling that Mercy the Buzzard is not an attorney. Bryan said he likes to live in his fantasy show to hide from reality, but he made a mistake because this Sunday he's going to be tied to the Fiend and he won't be able to run. Bray interrupted him and said, mistake is the word of the day. We've seen several mistakes on this show, with the last one being Miz and Morrison entering the Royal Rumble and wasting, ultimately, 2 more spots in the Rumble in which they will not win. Mistake. This show is a fucking mistake. WWE's creative is a mistake. I made a mistake watching this show. You made a mistake watching this show with me. You made a mistake if you paid your money to sit there in Dallas Friday before the Royal Rumble. Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble is a mistake. Matt Riddle not being in the Royal Rumble is a mistake. NXT not being represented in the Men's Royal Rumble is a mistake. You missing off the script tomorrow is a mistake. Should I keep going? I want to get out of here. The fact that I'm still here is a mistake. So, where am I? Fantasy world. In my fantasy world, this show would not fucking exist. Bray said this is all about his big mistake and he never learned his lesson. He said he betrayed him and is a liar, so it's time to pay. He said he won't be competing against him this Sunday, so it's only fitting that he signed the contract. Fans cheered. Cole immediately left the ring. The lights went dark. He went to join Corey Graves on commentary again. The lights came on. The Fiend was standing opposite of Bryan. They fought. Fiend put the mandible claw on Bryan in the corner, started yelling. He then gave Bryan Sister Abigail. He tore off Bryan's shirt and whipped him with the strap and gave him lashes across the back. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is there another wrestling show that is promoting 10 lashes across the back? I'm trying to think. I can't really think with these headphones on. Who is it? Oh, my goodness, man. Who is it? Can't think of it. Diamond ring. $43,000. TNT, right? Who the fuck is it? AEW. Oh, MJF and Cody. That's right. They got the strap gimmick going on, and now we got WWE saying that the Fiend is lashing Bryan across the back with the strap. I wonder where they got that one from. Seems like WWE beat AEW to the lashes to the back with the strap. I'm sure it's not done by design. Sure. So, Sister Abigail lashes across the back. Fiend sat at the desk and signed the contract. But he didn't sign the contract like a normal human being. He took a pen and dug it into his hand. Now, he had the glove on at this point. Now, I don't know what type of pen he was writing with, but if I take a regular ballpoint pen and drive it into a fucking thick leather glove, I know it's not going to make me bleed in the manner in which they said he was bleeding. So right then and there, a little realism, please. Take the glove off and take the fucking pen and then start stabbing yourself. Don't stab the fucking leather glove and anticipate blood coming out. Bryan was laying on the ground and Wyatt had his glove on with some fucking blood capsule in his glove. Smears his hand all over the contract and signed his hand in blood as a signature for contract signing. So they made it seem that he signed the contract in blood. Crowd is chanting, "You got issues, you've got issues." They did a close-up of the Fiend. Then the lights went out. They came back on. Bryan's back was covered with red marks. The contract was signed in blood next to Bryan. They did a close-up of the contract. Cole called the Fiend dangerous and demented as he talked about how the Fiend will be strapped to Bryan. What terror is in store for Bryan this Sunday at the Royal Rumble? Be careful what you wish for, says Corey Graves. What terror am I in store for this Sunday at the Royal Rumble? I don't even want to know. Oh, the irony in the words that they use. What terror are we going to be in store in for the Royal Rumble? I'll give you one fucking guess. Give me a fucking break. This show is absolutely god-awful. Absolutely god-awful. I said I wanted to get through this. I'm still fucking sitting here for 55 minutes. I'm getting out of here. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys check out Off the Script this Friday. I uploaded it earlier this afternoon. Go and check it out. You can't miss it. Rollins is on the cover. He's on the thumbnail dressed as a clown. So go and check that out. Some great stuff on that podcast. Almost 2 hours of audio content. Another 2 hours coming at you tomorrow afternoon. So don't miss any of that right before the Royal Rumble. Make sure you guys check out everything else that you might have missed on the channel. Raw, AEW, NXT, and obviously Off the Script. Everything you need is linked down below in the description. And check out my sponsor for tonight's video, Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Get yourself 30 days free of their service and one free audio book of your choice. Go out and get the Kane book. Go out and get the Jim Ross book, Under the Black Hat. Go out and get Dylan Postal, Hornswoggle's new book. You guys can get one of those books for free by using our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And I am getting out of here, man. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys hit that bell. Turn on the bell and hit the thumbs up for the video if you enjoyed the antics here on the SmackDown podcast right here on Off the Script. I will be back tomorrow, part 2 of Off the Script. And I will see you guys right back here on Saturday night for Worlds Collide. I will be covering the Worlds Collide. Probably nobody watches it. That's my prediction for that. Nobody's going to give a shit when I review Worlds Collide. I might not even fucking review it because who honestly is going to watch me review Worlds Collide? I don't think anybody. Everybody's waiting for the Royal Rumble, so I might not even do anything. I might not even do anything and save myself for just the Royal Rumble. Anyway, I'm getting out of here, guys, but you might or might not see me tomorrow for Worlds Collide, but you will see me for Off the Script, so make sure you guys tune into that around 1:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Until then, I will see you guys on Saturday afternoon. See you later.